And that first burst, thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And definitely tricky travel this morning for a lot of people. A few inches up here at least.
Yes, so when I was driving in New Hartford, we had nothing. And then I started to see a light dusting on the roadways. And then once I started heading closer to Smith Hill, that's where we saw a couple inches. I measured 3 inches outside.
So it looks like Deerfield and North got it, huh?
Yes, and we are still tracking lake effect snow for all of today. So let's take a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heaviest is going to move through the Tug Hill region, and it is going to move southeast. So Rome is going to get some, Boonville, northern Oneida County, a little bit towards Utica and Little Falls, and even the Cooperstown area, the southern valleys, they are going to be getting a little bit of snow, and that is going to be from Lake Erie. So this morning I measured, it may be a little bit hard to see, but I measured 3 inches on top of Smith Hill here already this morning, and this lake effect snow is going to continue for most of the day today, and we are not looking to dry out until tonight. So as you are heading out the door, definitely grab a few of these things. If you do live in areas that are seeing some snow, brush off the car, the ice scraper, warm up the car, hat and gloves. Don't need the sunglasses today. It does look to remain mostly cloudy, but this is lake effect snow, so it is fluffier and lighter than that snow we saw yesterday. So for the rest of today, expect lake effect snow in areas on that radar that's solid, northern Oneida County, Rome, Utica, some in the southern valleys. It is going to be breezy and cold as well. And I will be talking a little bit more about when this lake effect snow is coming to an end coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now with Decision 2022.
Welcome back. We are going to continue to see lake effect snow today. So here's a look at our snowfall forecast. That was last night through 7 p.m. tonight. The heaviest of snow is going to fall into northern Oneida County in the Tug Hill region, 3 to 6 inches around it, and 1 to 3 inches in the Utica area. But this is the way the band is going, so we could be seeing higher totals possible this way because the band is moving southeast. Here's also a look at some lake effect snow that's going to pick back up once again on Friday morning through most of Saturday. Buffalo is going to get hit pretty hard, as well as north of our area, the Watertown area, could be seeing a couple feet of snow. And in northern Oneida County, Old Forge area, less than 6 inches, but the Mohawk Valley and the southern valleys look to be dry for Friday and for Saturday. So here's a look at our weekend forecast. Saturday, most of us are going to be seeing sunshine. It is going to be cool and a little bit breezy though. As for Sunday, lake effect is possibly going to pick up again, especially for the North Country, a little bit into the Mohawk Valley, but the southern valleys look to remain dry. And looking ahead to Thanksgiving week, we look dry and we look to get a little bit warmer, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Some are temporary, but many will be permanent, and most.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with a few lake effect snow showers this morning for some of us, and that will continue for most of the day. Let's take a look now at our CATV tower camera. It is facing our parking lot. Low visibility up here on top of Smith Hill. We are seeing moderate snow at this point, and I measured 3 inches up here already on top of Smith Hill for this morning. So as you are heading out the door this morning, I would definitely grab the ice scraper and the brush. If you are living in the area that is seeing lake effect snow, it is going to continue for today, as well as your coat, snow boots, and maybe give yourself a little bit extra time to drive wherever you are going, because this lake effect snow is going to continue for all of today. It doesn't look to end until after sunset, which will be later on tonight. So here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As we can see, the band is heaviest over the Tug Hill region, northwestern Oneida County, as well as northern Oneida County. It is moving towards the Rome, Utica area and towards Little Falls. So this is the lake effect snow band that we are watching for all of today. There also is another band south of us that is coming off of Lake Erie for the southern valleys, but that is not as strong and not as heavy as the band we are tracking here this morning. So the wind is coming out of the northwest. It is blowing towards the southeast. So that is the way the band is going. Once again, a couple inches of accumulation is possible for the Utica area, with larger amounts possible in especially northwestern Oneida County. And here's a look at Lake Erie. That is fueling some lighter lake effect snow bands and moving towards the southern valleys. So here's a look at our lake effect snowfall forecast. Once again, could be seeing up to a foot in the Tug Hill region, northwestern Oneida County, northern Oneida County, 3 to 6 inches on the outskirts of that Utica, Rome area, Old Forge area, 1 to 3 inches, possibly a little bit more in this area. The way the band is going, we could be seeing locally higher totals possible, and a trace to an inch for those areas that are seeing bands from Erie. So for the rest of today, we are tracking lake lake effect snowfall still will be occurring around noon. It is going to be breezy and chilly today with highs just in the upper 30s. For the commute home, still expecting a little bit more lake effect snowfall, although at this point it will be dying down. And we do look to see it die down tonight. This is 9 p.m. At this point, it does look to die down. A small disturbance brings in some more snowfall for early tomorrow morning. This is 4 a.m. We see a few areas of snowfall just due to a small disturbance, but most of Friday is going to be dry, mostly cloudy, still breezy for the day on Friday with highs in the upper 30s. So heading into the weekend, though, also we are going to be seeing some more lake effect snow for very north of our area in the Watertown area. So for the rest of the day, expect lake effect snow if you live in that band area, Rome, Utica area, northwestern Oneida County, breezy and chilly. And as for tonight, that will continue before we do dry out for most of the day tomorrow. So a few snow showers linger into tomorrow morning due to that small disturbance, but we are going to dry out tomorrow with sunshine returning on Saturday. Some more lake effect snow is possible on Sunday, but looking ahead to Thanksgiving week, it does look to warm up and be drier, Gary.
Dry right now looks good for Thanksgiving travel.
Yes, it does look good. I'm driving home on Wednesday, so hopefully it stays dry.
Be careful.
Thank you.
Hannah, thanks. The time now 5:24 to this half hour. I'm Gary Libator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And it seems like we here in Deerfield got some snow all to the north, but Utica and below, not too much.
Yes, so the lake effect snow band is kind of moving towards the Rome, Utica area. It's moving towards the southeast, but where I was in New Hartford, we weren't having any snow. So it's a very tight band, but if you are in that band, a lot of snow can be expected.
Yeah, we got a few inches up here.
Yes, up on top of Smith Hill, I measured 3 inches when I came in. Very hard driving up in my car without my snow tires. But let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As you can see, there is a lake effect snow band that is coming off of Lake Ontario. The heaviest of it is kind of falling towards Oswego and northern Oneida County, specifically northwestern. The band is leaning towards Rome, Utica, Little Falls, but the heaviest of that snow is going to happen in northern Oneida County, northwestern Oneida County. There also is another band coming off of Lake Erie that's going to linger into the southern valleys, but little accumulation can be expected there. So here's a look at what I measured outside our studios on top of Smith Hill this morning. Maybe a little bit hard to see, but we got 3 inches of fluffy powder up here. It's easier to drive in than that wet, heavy snow that we did see yesterday. So heading out the door, if you do live in areas that are seeing lake effect snow, I would definitely brush off the car, grab the ice scraper, warm up the car maybe even to defrost some of that snow off. Definitely hat and gloves, and you don't need your sunglasses today because it does look to be mostly cloudy. So for the rest of the day, we are tracking lake effect snow, especially if you live in that area where the band is. It is going to be breezy and cold, and I will be talking a little bit more about when this is going to end coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, the North Pole.
Welcome back. We are seeing lake effect snow today, especially in areas north or in northern Oneida County, northwestern Oneida County, and then kind of up there that is heading towards the Rome, Utica area. It's the band is moving southeast. So what happens is very cold air moves over warmer waters of what is Lake Ontario. That creates clouds, instability, and that is what brings snowfall to our region. And we are going to be seeing heavier snow today because of it. And lake effect snow season is here. We will continue to see some lake effect snow, especially on Friday for Buffalo regions and the Watertown area, as well as this upcoming Sunday. So here's our lake effect snowfall forecast. Heavier bands are possible towards Rome, Utica area, but this is our general idea. Up to a foot is possible in northwestern Oneida County as well as northern Oneida County, 3 to 6 inches around it, and then 1 to 3 inches for the rest of us with a trace of an inch just in the southern valleys. So for the rest of the day, if you do live in an area where the band is moving, it's moving from northwest to southeast, lake effect snow is going to be occurring for the day. Highs are just going to be in the mid-30s, and it also is going to be breezy. Gary.
Thanks. An experimental treatment for Alzheimer's has shown
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking some snowfall this morning from lake effect snow, and it looks to come to an end tonight. So let's take a look now at our CAVI tower camera. It is facing our parking lot this morning. We have low visibility up here on top of Smith Hill due to moderate snow, and I measured 3 inches in our parking lot this morning. So some of us are seeing lake effect snow this morning due to the snow band. So if you are in an area that is seeing some snow, definitely grab the ice scraper and the brush, as well as your coat for all of us. It is going to be pretty chilly and breezy today. Maybe your snow boots and then giving yourself a little extra time to drive in, because we are seeing heaviest lake effect snow. It is heaviest in the northern part of Oneida County. The band is kind of moving towards the Rome, Utica, Little Falls area towards the southeast, and it doesn't look to end until after sunset. So here's a look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. That dark blue is heavier snow. It's heaviest near Oswego, moving towards northern Oneida County, Boonville area, and the band is kind of moving towards Rome, Utica, Little Falls. As you can see, it's moving towards the southeast. We're also seeing some lighter snow south of us in the Cooperstown area, because that is a band coming off of Erie, so it is not as strong as Lake Ontario band. So here is what it is looking like on our radar and satellite. It is forming. It does look to last for most of the day. We don't look to dry out until later tonight. And here is the band off of Erie, kind of lingering snowflakes, light snow showers moving towards the southern valleys this morning. So here's a look at our lake effect snowfall forecast. The heaviest could be up to a foot in the northern Oneida County area, especially northwestern Oneida County, as well as 3 to 6 inches just around it, and 1 to 3 inches for the rest of us, trace to 1 just in the southern valleys. But this is the way the band is moving, so locally higher totals are definitely possible in that area for the day today. So let's take a look at all of that on our Skycast. We are seeing this lake effect snow band at this point. It is moving towards the southeast. It will continue for most of the day before we do dry out tonight. But for the evening commute, 4 p.m., I would just be careful if you are driving into any of those areas. We will dry out tonight. This is 9 p.m. at this point. We are just seeing breezy conditions. It is going to be pretty cold overnight. And then another disturbance kind of kicks up some more snowfall really early tomorrow morning. This is 4 a.m. Just seeing some snowfall due to a disturbance. Doesn't look like lake effect at this point. And Friday, that will dry out. We will be mostly dry for Friday with just cloudy conditions. Still going to be breezy. Temperatures at noon on Friday just in the mid-30s. For the later hours of Friday, we do remain chilly. Temperatures in the upper 20s just around dinner time. But some more lake effect picks up in the Watertown area Friday into Saturday, as well as Buffalo. So for the rest of today, if you do live in northern Oneida County and you do live in that area where we are seeing the bands, lake effect snow will continue. It's going to be breezy and cold for all of us, though. Temperatures just in the mid-30s for the high. And tonight we do drop down to the upper 20s. Lake effect snow does continue until we do dry out for most of the day tomorrow. So a few light snow showers to start off tomorrow due to that weak disturbance, but we will dry out, see cloudy skies for the day, remain cold and breezy. We remain chilly on Saturday with sunshine, some more lake effect on Sunday, but we are trending drier and warmer for Thanksgiving week, Gary.
So, look at those temperatures overnight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, in the teens.
Brutal.
Yes, it is going to be brutal.
And stay with us. We are back with more news right after this. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And a winter wonderland out there for us up here at least.
Yes, so as I was driving in, New Hartford wasn't seeing anything at all. Then slowly I started to see dusting on the roadways as I was heading towards Utica. And then Smith Hill has 3 inches.
Yeah, so it hit Deerfield to the north.
Yes, so northern Oneida County is getting hit right now, especially northwestern Oneida County. So let's take a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As we can see, northern Oneida County in that dark blue, including Boonville, northwestern Oneida County as well. So that is the way the band is moving. It is moving from the northwest towards the southeast. So Utica did get a little bit, Rome did get a little bit, same thing with Little Falls area. And this will continue for most of the day today. We don't look to dry out until after sunset. So here's a look at on top of Smith Hill. This is what I measured, 3 inches with my ruler. So pretty hard getting into work this morning, but definitely a lot more snow is expected north of us in northern Oneida County. So if you do live in that area, make sure you brush off your car, grab the ice scraper, maybe even warm up the car, defrost the windshield. This is light and fluffy snow, so it shouldn't be that hard to drive in compared to wetter snow like we did see yesterday. Maybe a hat and gloves. Definitely don't need the sunglasses today because it is going to be cloudy. We will continue to see some snow. It is going to be cold and breezy, and I will be talking a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now with Decision.
Welcome back. We are expecting lake effect snow for all of today, especially in northern Oneida County. So that looks like where most of it's going to fall. Up to a foot can be expected there. Just around it, 3 to 6 inches, and then around that 1 to 3 inches. That's including Utica, Little Falls. Up on Smith Hill this morning, we do have 3 inches of snow. There also could be locally higher totals that are possible because this is the way the band is moving. It's moving northwest to southeast. Could be seeing a little bit more in the Utica, Little Falls area. But just a trace to an inch in the southern valleys because they are just getting a few light snow showers. That's off of Lake Erie. So that's going to be less in terms of if you were getting it off Ontario. Looking ahead to Friday through all of Saturday, lake effect snow is going to continue, especially in the Watertown area, getting a couple feet up there. The most we're going to get in our area looks to be Old Forge, getting some snow from that, but Mohawk Valley and southern valleys look dry. The Buffalo area also going to be receiving a lot of lake effect snow from Erie, and that is for tomorrow and for all of Saturday. But looking ahead to our weekend forecast, Saturday for all of us does look dry with sunshine, chilly and breezy. As for Sunday, some more lake effect snow showers are possible in the north, maybe a little bit lingering into the Mohawk Valley, but southern valleys do look dry. Gary.
Hannah will check back in with you very shortly. Thank you. An experimental tree.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some lake effect snow this morning for some of us, and it looks to continue for the day. Let's take a look now at our Cavie Tower camera. Can't see much right now. We have about 3 inches up here on top of Smith Hill, and it's still snowing just a little bit, so that is kind of reducing our visibility here looking at the city of Utica. So heading out the door this morning, if you do live in northern Oneida County, specifically northwestern, Rome, even maybe some of the Utica, Little Falls area, I would definitely grab the ice scraper and brush. Seeing some snow this morning. It is heaviest in northern Oneida County. It is going to be chilly and breezy today, so definitely the coat, maybe the snow boots as well if you do live in those areas, and maybe give yourself a little extra time to drive to wherever you are going this morning. We already are starting out pretty chilly, just 22 degrees in Old Forge and 32 degrees in Westdale and New Hartford. Looking to the south, we have 31 degrees in Cooperstown and in Milford this morning. This is all according to our sky watchers. On our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we can see that dark blue here. It is coming off of Lake Ontario in the northwest. The band is moving southeast. We are seeing dark blue bands in northern Oneida County, specifically northwestern. That's including Boonville. Some of this band is moving into Rome, some in higher elevations in Utica. We have some on top of our Smith Hill here in Deerfield, moving towards Little Falls. There is also a band from Lake Erie that is kind of bringing in some light snow showers to some of the southern valleys this morning. So here's a look. It is forming at this point. It will continue for most of today, not looking to end until after sunset. And we do have that band off of Lake Erie as well. That's bringing some snow to Buffalo, as well as just a few light snow showers to the southern valleys. So the southern valleys only looking at a trace to 1, but areas north of northern Oneida County, they could get up to a foot, specifically in northwestern. Just around that area, 3 to 6, and then Old Forge, Utica, Rome, 1 to 3 inches of snowfall is possible. This is for today. The band is once again moving towards the southeast, so locally higher totals are possible in where this band is. So for the rest of today, we will continue to see lake effect snow. At noon, it does look to continue. High temperatures are just going to be in the mid-30s today. This is noon. Still seeing snow at this point. 4 p.m. for the commute home. It should start to get better, but it is still going to be snowing in some areas, specifically northern Oneida County. Doesn't look to end until after sunset. This is 9 p.m. A small disturbance creates some more snow showers early Friday morning. This is 4 a.m. Friday morning, but we do look to clear out of that quickly. Will be mostly dry on Friday with temperatures in the mid-30s. This is noon. Still seeing cloudy skies and breezy conditions. For the later hours of Friday, just around dinner time, we will still be dry, but that's when lake effect picks up in the Watertown and in the Buffalo areas. So for the rest of today, expect lake effect snow if you do live in northern Oneida County. Cold and breezy, so definitely grab that coat. Lake effect ends tonight with overnight lows falling into the upper 20s. So today, lake effect is going to continue for northern Oneida County. We will linger a little bit into Friday morning before drying out for Friday and Saturday with more lake effect coming in on Sunday, but looking ahead to Thanksgiving week, it looks dry and a little bit warmer. We'll be right back.
For this half hour, I'm Gary Libator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
November 17th already.
Yes, it is November 17th, and we are seeing snow. So I mean, it's time.
Yeah, this month is flying by, though.
I know it is. It's Thanksgiving next Thursday. So let's take a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This actually just happened. This lake effect snow band, that heavy blue, did just shift further towards the south, and I did draw arrows of where it looks like it is going to go. Rome, Utica, Little Falls, seeing some snow. Also, southern Oneida County and Madison County, kind of towards Cooperstown, could be seeing some heavier snow this morning. This is due to lake effect. Lake effect snow looks to continue for all of today until after sunset, and the heaviest of snow is definitely falling in northern Oneida County, but this just shifted, and I did draw areas of where it looks like it is going to fall at this point. So far this morning, this is when I came in on Smith Hill. We are already measuring 3 inches up here on top of Smith Hill, so it looks like higher elevations are receiving some snow this morning along with northern Oneida County. So definitely, as you are heading out the door, brush off your car, grab the ice scraper, maybe warm up the car and use the defroster just to get rid of that snow. It is lake effect snow, so it is fluffy and light, not like the heavy snow that we did see yesterday. Grab definitely the hat and gloves, the coat. You don't need the sunglasses, but it is pretty chilly today, and it will be cloudy with lake effect snow looking to continue until tonight. Cool and breezy with temperatures just in the 30s. And we'll be talking a little bit more about when this lake effect snow is ending coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. Central New York has...
Welcome back. Lake effect snow season is here, and that is when cold air moves over the warm waters of Lake Ontario for us, and that creates instability, creates clouds, and creates snow, and that snow does look to fall into our area. So today we are going to continue to see lake effect snow and even some more lake effect snow, especially in the Watertown area and the Buffalo area for Friday and for Saturday. So here's a look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At this point, we are seeing some heavier bands, especially in northern Oneida County. It does look to move to southern Oneida County, Madison County here this morning, and we are seeing some lighter bands from Lake Erie traveling towards the southern valleys. Just a few light snow showers down there this morning. So here's a look at our snowfall forecast. This is for the lake effect snow that is going to be occurring today. It does look like the heaviest of it is going to fall in northern Oneida County. Up to a foot can be expected there. 3 to 6 inches just around it, and 1 to 3 inches for the rest of us, with a trace of an inch in the southern valleys. But the band is moving northwest to southeast. We could be seeing higher totals in the southeast, so the Utica area, Little Falls area. Gary.
Some are temporary, but many...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with just some lake effect snow showers this morning, and that will continue for all of today, drying out tonight. So let's take a look now at our CAV tower camera. Looks like a winter wonderland out there. We received some snow up here on top of Smith Hill. As I came in, I did measure 3 inches, and we will continue to see some lake effect snow for the day. So as you are heading out the door this morning, I would definitely just be prepared. Grab the ice scraper, the brush, as well as your snow boots, and maybe give yourself a little extra time to drive wherever you're going. And definitely need the coat as well. It's going to be chilly today, and it is going to be breezy. So once again, heading out the door this morning, there may be some visibility issues for Nala seeing her neighbor. Today it is Milo. I am a little biased because Milo looks like my Nala, but for all of today, we will continue to see lake effect snow. Slippery roads are possible along with ice, and snow covered roads we do dry out tonight after sunset. So here's a look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All morning we have been seeing snow up north, especially northern Oneida County, that dark blue color. But this band actually just dropped. It does look to be moving more towards the southeast, so I did draw arrows. It looks to move towards Utica, Rome, Little Falls area, especially in southern Oneida County, and then towards Madison County. So we will continue to keep an eye on this, and definitely be prepared if you are driving anywhere this morning to see some snow. So here's the look once again, moving from northwest more towards the southeast because it has dropped at this point. Also looking at Lake Erie, we are seeing some light snow showers from Lake Erie in the southern valleys for today. So here's a look at our lake effect snowfall map. It does look like the heaviest though is still going to fall in northern Oneida County, 3 to 6 inches just around it, and 1 to 3 inches for the rest of us, excluding the southern valleys. But we could be seeing locally higher totals possible once again towards where that band is falling, Utica, Little Falls area. We could be seeing a little bit more than 3 inches. So for today, we will continue to see lake effect snow all day. Around noon, it's still going to be occurring. Breezy, temperatures just in the mid-30s at this point. And for the commute home, it should start to lighten up, so it should be fine for the commute home. Getting pretty chilly with temperatures just around 30. Around 9 p.m., that's when it does look to stop. Overnight lows are going to fall into the upper 20s, but there is going to be a small disturbance early tomorrow morning. This is 4 a.m., seeing some snow showers just from a disturbance at this point, but we do dry out pretty quickly on Friday. At noon, we will be in the mid-30s, still chilly and breezy and seeing cloudy skies. And later in the day, we will be completely dry with that lake effect up in Watertown picking up for Friday and Saturday. So for today, expect lake effect snow for the day. It is going to be breezy and cool. Temperatures just in the 30s, and the heaviest of bands is going to fall in northern Oneida County. As for tonight, it does continue for a little bit before we do dry out tomorrow. So a little bit of snowfall could linger into tomorrow, but we do dry out. Sun returns on Saturday, still chilly. Some more lake effect snow is possible for Oneida County and north on Sunday. And then we are trending drier and a little bit warmer for Thanksgiving week, Gary.
Yeah, those numbers stick out overnight this weekend.
Yes, this weekend's going to be chilly. We're in the teens.
Teens each of the 3 nights.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. The time now is 6.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And we up here on the hill definitely seen a few inches of snow.
Yes, so we saw 3 inches up here on top of Smith Hill, but as I was driving in, New Hartford didn't have any yet. We are going to continue to see lake effect snow throughout the day, though, so it could happen for most of us.
Everybody deserves a little snow.
A little snow. I don't like driving in it, though. So, well, let's take a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heaviest all morning has been falling in northern Oneida County and just north of that in Lewis County as well. But this band of that dark blue, that heavier lake effect snow, did just drop. It looks to move more southeast, so we could be seeing in the Rome, Utica area here soon, as well as Madison County, maybe even towards Cooperstown. So definitely be prepared as you are heading out the door this morning. Once again, I saw 3 inches up here on top of Smith Hill this morning, and we will continue to see lake effect snow until after sunset. That's when it looks to completely end. So just be prepared when heading out the door, even if you aren't seeing snow yet. Definitely grab the ice scraper, the brush, maybe warm up your car, defrost your car windshield. But again, this snow is going to be fluffy and light. It's powder rather than the wet snow we did see yesterday. I would definitely grab the coat, the hat, and gloves. Pretty chilly today. It's also going to be breezy, and it will be cloudy. So for the rest of the day, expect the possibility of lake effect snow. Temperatures in the 30s. It also is going to be breezy, and I will be talking a little bit more about this lake effect snow coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it right now with this.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking some lake effect snow this morning, and whoever is seeing lake effect snow is going to see it until later on this evening. That's when it does look to come to an end. So let's take a look now at our Cavie Tower camera. We are seeing snow up here on top of Smith Hill. Looks like a winter wonderland outside. About 3 inches were measured here this morning. So if you are heading out the door this morning, I would just be prepared because a lot of us are going to be seeing some snow today. Definitely grab the ice scraper and the brush, as well as maybe your snow boots, and giving yourself a little bit extra time to commute to wherever you were going. I would also grab my coat, maybe my hat, my gloves, because it is going to be chilly today and it is going to be breezy with that snow. So heading out the door, lake effect snow is occurring, and even in the evening, still lake effect snow. Slippery roads are also possible with snow-covered roads and black ice. So here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. For most of the north, we are seeing snow at this point. The heaviest all morning was falling in northern Oneida County, but as we can see now, that dark blue band has shifted a little bit, and it looks to move towards the southeast. So Utica could be seeing some of this dark blue, dark or heavier snow. Same with Little Falls, same towards Madison County and towards Cooperstown. So just be prepared to drive through any snow this morning. And once again, this is lake effect snow. The band at this point, as you can see, it did shift south. Looks to be moving towards the southeast. Even a band from Lake Erie is kind of making its way towards the southern valleys. So today, it does look like northern Oneida County is going to be seeing the most snow. Right around it, maybe 3 to 6 and 1 to 3 inches for the rest of us in the Mohawk Valley and up north. But we could be seeing higher totals where that band just shifted. So towards the southeast, we could be seeing higher totals of snowfall. So for the rest of the day, expect lake effect snow to be possible. Definitely be careful when driving. This is noon, still seeing lake effect snow at this time. Temperatures in the mid-30s, and it is going to be cold and breezy. By the evening commute, it should start to lighten up at this time, but it doesn't look to completely dry out until 9 p.m. this evening. Another disturbance that's not lake effect snow does come in early tomorrow morning. This is 4 a.m. Seeing some snowfall on our skycast at this point, but ultimately we do dry out tomorrow to cloudy skies. Still cool and breezy. Noon tomorrow, we will be in the mid-30s, breezy conditions, and we start to see a few more lake effect snow showers pick up tomorrow, and that will last all through Saturday for the Watertown area and also for the Buffalo area. So for the rest of the day, expect lake effect snow to be possible. It is going to be breezy and cold. As for tonight, it remains cold. Lake effect snow continues before we do dry out for tomorrow. So lake effect snow today, just be careful when driving. We see a little bit into tomorrow morning, but then we do dry out to cloudy skies. Sun returns on Saturday with some more lake effect snow possible on Sunday, and we are trending warmer and dry for Thanksgiving week.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And this video says it all. What a beautiful sight around the area right now.
Yes, so a lot of us are seeing snow. We saw snow up here on top of Smith Hill, but mainly the snow is north of the Utica Rome area, and they're seeing very heavy snow. At some parts are even over a foot already.
Already, wow.
Yes, so very heavy up there due to lake effect. So let's take a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. That darker blue color is heavier snow, kind of in the Camden, West Leiden, that kind of area. Kind of in Rome as well too, but most of the Mohawk Valley, Southern Valley is only seeing a trace, maybe an inch or two at this point. And I am also closely tracking this colored little box down here. This is a snow squall warning. It is moving towards the east, so I am keeping an eye on it just in case it does enter Otsego County, but at this point it is in the southern part of Shenango County. So here's a look at the summer snowfall up north. This was sent in by Bruce. This is just west of Camden, 18 inches already sent in by Spike. This is West Leiden, and then this is Lee, sent in by Marina. So obviously getting a lot of snow up in some areas. We are mostly in the 30s according to our sky watchers, 28 degrees in Old Forge, 35 degrees in Otsego. So a pretty chilly day. Also is kind of windy. So we do expect lake effect snow to continue until tonight. It will remain windy, and then we do look to come to an end for it tomorrow. Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Well, if you do need to head west today or the next couple of days for that matter, that may not be a good idea, especially out near Buffalo and over to Erie, Pennsylvania. The Lake Erie lake effect snow machine pumping out an awful lot of snow and expected to pump out an awful lot more. So much snow is expected in feet that there is talk of moving the Bills game this weekend. And this is a look at the scene this morning in Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, right here, this is over in Ashtabula, Ohio, which is also getting hit hard already. Governor Hochul just wrapping up a press conference in Buffalo, where that region is expected to get hit several times over the next 48 hours or so. She says this is expected to be the worst storm since 2014, when people were stranded on the thruway, not for hours, but for a couple of days.
A lot of lessons were learned at that time, and also previous storms, about how you stop the flow of traffic from getting on heavy roads that you know are going to be impacted. Why we declared yesterday that there'll be a shutdown of commercial traffic on the New York State Thruway beginning at 4 p.m. today, and the commission will be talking about some additional roads. But that sends an early warning to the trucks that create the most dire situations on our highways. When they jackknife, as we saw in previous storms, they literally can paralyze our highways, putting people at risk, stranding motorists for hours, if not days. And that's what we're working to prevent now. So the word has been out nationally, statewide, locally, to all the commercial truck drivers. You need to stay off the New York State Thruway and the other roads to be identified during this storm event for your protection, but also the protection of other motorists on the road.
Again, parts of the thruway out west will close this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Again, we are expecting to continue seeing some lake effect snow from Lake Ontario, but nothing like the folks in far western New York from that lake effect snow off of Lake Erie. Keep it dialed in to News Channel 2 and WKTV.com for the latest on our weather conditions during this lake effect snow event. And most of today's
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking some lake effect snow showers at this point, and some of us are not seeing any lake effect snow at all. But if you are, it does look to end later on tonight. So let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. Our Skywatcher store down in Cooperstown did measure an inch of snow down there, but at this point there are areas that are seeing a lot of snow, some even close to a foot. So as you are commuting wherever you are here at lunchtime or even later on into the evening, it is possible, if you do live up north, very low visibility issues with heavy lake effect snow. But in our area, it should be fine, and south, it should be fine. So just be careful of that. It really just depends on where you live here. If you do live north of the Mohawk Valley, definitely seeing some heavy snow bands, especially in northern Oneida County and kind of in the Rome area. Today's Nala's neighbor is Milo. I'm being biased because Milo looks like Nala's brother here this afternoon. If you want to be a part of this, you can head over to my Facebook page and post pictures of your cat there. So here is our radar and satellite showing this lake effect snow band. It is concentrated in northern Oneida County, kind of moving through the north part of Mohawk Valley at this point, and some areas are seeing a lot of snow. Here's another look at the southern valleys. They are getting just a little bit of snow that is coming off of Lake Erie. It is just a few snow showers because Lake Erie is kind of far away at this point. Our heaviest of snow is happening in northern Oneida County, and it is coming off of Lake Ontario. At this point, these are from some Skywatchers, some train spotters. Here is what we're looking at. We have 9 inches of snow in Camden and Coldbrook, 8 inches of snow in Lee, 6 in Ohio, Poland, and then 4.5 inches in Forestport. So we are racking up some numbers here right now, and the snow doesn't look to end until tonight. So definitely make sure you have all these things ready if you are commuting, and then even now just for the winter in general, because it is lake effect snow season. Definitely have the ice scraper and the brush at all times. Have the car defroster. Make sure you warm up the car, your coat, your hat and gloves, maybe some extra layers. And today you don't need the sunglasses because we are seeing mostly cloudy skies. Looking ahead to the weekend though, we do look to get a little bit better. We look to dry out tomorrow with cloudy skies with the sun coming in on Saturday. And for Sunday, there is the chance to see some more lake effect snow north of the Mohawk Valley, and that does shift into the Mohawk Valley a little bit throughout the day on Sunday. So on our Skycast, still tracking lake effect snow for the rest of the day. It doesn't look to dry out until after sunset. This is 6 p.m. starting to lighten up at this point, and then this is 9:30 p.m. At this point, we are dry. Another disturbance kicks off some snow in our area early tomorrow morning. This is 2:30 in the morning. Seeing some snow. This isn't from lake effect. It's just a small disturbance, but that looks to end quickly on Friday for cloudy skies, dry conditions. But we do see that lake effect snow start up in Watertown, and we will see it start up in Buffalo as well for Friday and for Saturday. So for the rest of today, if you do live north of the Mohawk Valley, specifically northern Oneida County, there is lake effect snow happening for the rest of the day with highs in the 30s. As for tonight, lake effect snow does look to come to an end, but some snow showers do linger into tomorrow morning due to another disturbance. We ultimately do dry out for most of the day tomorrow with the sun returning Saturday. Some more lake effect snow is possible on Sunday, but Thanksgiving week looks dry and getting a little bit warmer, Gary.
Good for us.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. Home births. Welcome back. That Lake Ontario lake effect snow machine has been turned on for the season.
Yes, so northern Oneida County is definitely receiving the worst of it. Some areas close to a foot, even some areas over a foot of snow already, and that's just been from today.
Yeah, that beautiful scenery behind us, taken right here in Deerfield not too long ago.
Yes, so Deerfield too. I know when we were heading into work early this morning, we were receiving snow up here on top of Smith Hill.
Yeah, so it's been going all morning.
Yes, it has been going all morning, and it doesn't look to end until later tonight. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. That darker blue color is heavier snow bands. So we can see in the Rome area and the Utica area at this point as well. But all morning, northern Oneida County was receiving the worst of it. West Leiden, the Camden area, they receiving close to a foot, maybe even a little bit over of snow. So here, this was sent in by Bruce. This was taken just west of Camden, 18 inches there. Spike sent this in from West Leiden, see some snow up there, and then Marina sent this in from Lee. As we can see, heavier lake effect snow for today, and it doesn't look to end until tonight. Our Skywatchers have all of our temperatures mainly in the 30s. We have 28 in Old Forge, 38 in Ilion, and 37 degrees in Clinton and in Mohawk. For the rest of the day, if you do live in the Mohawk Valley up north, probably seeing some heavier snow bands. Southern valleys, maybe seeing some lighter snow bands. It is going to remain windy and cold. I will be talking a little bit more about the weekend coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And to our west.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking some lake effect snow for the Mohawk Valley and up north for the rest of the day. It doesn't look to end until tonight. Let's take a look now at our Cavie Tower camera. It looks really nice. Looks like a winter wonderland up here on top of Smith Hill and overlooking the city of Utica. But not all of us are seeing snow here this afternoon. So taking a look at our radar and satellite, the heaviest of the snow early this morning was falling in the northern part of Oneida County. It has shifted a little bit to the Rome, Utica area at this point, but we are tracking lighter snow showers. It does look to lighten up for the rest of the day, but it doesn't look to end until later tonight. Here's also a look at some bands that were forming off Lake Erie. Some of those bands are weakening as they approach us, but they are approaching the southern valleys and just leaving a trace to an inch of snow. So here's a look at some snowfall amounts. A lot of us received a lot of snow today. We have Camden at 9 inches, same thing with Coldbrook, Lee at 8 inches, Ohio and Poland at 6 inches, and Forestport at 4.5 inches. So our first kind of really big lake effect snowfall event did happen today, especially for northern part of Oneida County. And we did receive, almost a foot, some areas even over a foot of snow here this morning and this afternoon. So definitely get this stuff ready, get your car ready because lake effect season is here. Definitely have your car brush, your ice scraper, and then if you are heading out, warm up your car, make sure you get off all the snow. I would grab my coat, hat, and gloves, maybe even some extra layers, but when we are receiving lake effect snow, usually it is cloudy for most of the day, so you don't really need your sunglasses. Looking ahead to this weekend, though, we do look to dry out tomorrow for most of us. Heavy lake effect snow is going to start tomorrow. That's for the Watertown area and for the Buffalo area. But most of us are going to be dry tomorrow with dry conditions continuing on Saturday. Heading into Sunday, though, lake effect is possible starting in the North Country in the morning once again. It does look to shift into the Mohawk Valley throughout the day, but overall, we are going to be dry in the southern valleys on Sunday, and then the week of Thanksgiving looks like it is going to warm up a little bit more and remain dry. So right now on our Skycast, we are still tracking lake effect snow for the rest of the day. Around dinner time, it will be slowly starting to lighten up, but it won't look to fully end until this is 9:30 p.m. We can see it is dry at this point. Another disturbance causes some more showers early tomorrow morning. This is 2:30 a.m. Seeing some snow showers still in the area. That looks to die down throughout the morning, 6 a.m. At this point, we are seeing mostly dry conditions. It will be mostly cloudy tomorrow and dry with lake effect picking up in the Watertown area, and same thing goes for the Buffalo area. So for today, expect lake effect snow to continue for most of us. We are going to be windy and cold. As for tonight, lake effect snow does come to an end with overnight lows just in the 20s. For tomorrow, we'll be seeing a few light showers lingering in the morning, but we'll be drying out, mostly cloudy for the day. Sunshine returning Saturday, lake effect returning Sunday, and the week of Thanksgiving is looking warmer and dry, Gary.
Good days to keep an eye on the weather here at WKTV.
Yes, busy over here.
That's for sure. Hannah, thanks. 1 week from today is Thanksgiving.
Yes, I'm Kristen Copeland.
I'm Jason Paulus. We have more lake effect snow to get through before we can even start to dry out.
And this was one of those events where one town may have flurries in the air, another town getting several inches on the ground. Chief meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking what's to come. And you know, yesterday you were warning us that I might have snow and Jason may not, and that's exactly what I think
That's what happened.
And the numbers that come in, and it's like the Powerball. It's like very random all over the place, but that's to be expected with lake effect snow. We know that the North Country getting a lot more snowfall as expected. The numbers came in a little bit higher too. Especially in the meat of that band across central and northern Oneida County. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're not done with accumulation. We do expect more lake effect snowfall to continue in areas that have already gotten hit pretty hard. The band is situated just north of Utica and Rome. Coming down at about an inch per hour in the core of this band. Camden continuing to get some heavy snowfall. And again, the numbers that have come in so far, over a foot, Lee Center, Ohio, 8 inches, Howland, Patton, Floyd. We measured 3 inches at WKTV, and then you go into some areas very little snowfall taking place today. Current temperature is 30 degrees, and as we get into this evening, again, we're going to continue to track some lake effect snow and snow showers. Temperatures remain in the 30s. We will continue to see some snow showers here over the next couple of days, but looks like we're going to be tracking some very heavy snowfall just outside of our viewing area. I'll have more on some historic snowfall in the forecast, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We're not getting what Buffalo is getting, but
Be lucky.
Yeah, getting what Buffalo is getting, but
Be lucky.
Yeah, thank goodness. There are areas that did receive a significant amount of snowfall locally.
News Channel 2's Kirk Tupai tells us how those affected are feeling about it.
It's time to start cleaning out those parking lots as central New York is finally seeing some snow. The Rome and Camden schools shut down and took a snow day with the anticipation of slippery conditions. Out in Lee Center, this downfall took some by surprise.
Unexpected. It was supposed to stop this morning, and I wasn't planning on putting my plow on. I didn't even know if it worked this year yet. So we got that on, and my daughter loves to plow, so I went in the house because they got the day off and told her, you want to plow the driveway.
Adam's daughter Elena was happy to get out and ride along while her father plowed the driveway, and she was well rested from having the day off.
I didn't know I had a day off because I slept in. I like winter. It's my favorite season.
Not everyone was surprised to see how much snow had fallen. After all, it is mid-November.
It's that time of year. Supposed to get pretty bad from what I hear. Go that way, it's getting worse. Going towards Camden, it's getting a lot worse. Shovel out and keep going.
And keep going seems to be the attitude in the town of Lee.
Got to get it done. Snow's not going to stay away. It's going to keep coming, so you got to get it done. What are you going to do?
Some of our local plow drivers are already busy. But as for the 4 to 6 feet of snow they're expecting in Buffalo,
That's crazy. They can keep it down there.
In Lee Center, I'm Kirk Tupai reporting for News Channel 2.
And a reminder, the Storm Tracker 2 Winter Weather Outlook show is tonight. The team gives us their predictions for the season. It premieres on CBS Utica at 7. It's also going to stream on our website. If you miss it, we'll give you one more chance on Sunday at noon on WKTV NBC.
3 dogs died in a fire at a home on
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track lake effect snow impacting a good portion of our area, especially in and north of the Mohawk Valley, which it came down heavy at times, and it still is. Let's take a live look outside. This is our Cavy Tower Cam. We're overlooking the city of Utica. Our visibility on Smith Hill is pretty decent. We are seeing some light snow, but it's not coming down all that heavy. This band continues to fall heavy north of the Mohawk Valley. Let's go ahead and zoom in and show you what areas we're talking about. Northern Oneida County, areas just north of Rome, extending into central and eastern Oneida County. Looks like towards Trenton, Hinckley Reservoir, out towards Russia, and across central Herkimer County. Again, most of this, at least the heavy stuff, is north of the Mohawk Valley. And that is where it will generally stay. I'm not expecting this band to move around a whole lot heading into the next several hours, but again, do expect to see some snow-covered roadways. Travel will continue to be difficult if you are heading north of Rome up towards Camden as we head into this evening. We're expecting an additional 1 to 3 inches of snowfall in that band of heavier accumulation to take place through tonight. Outside of that band, still some light accumulation possible in and around the Mohawk Valley. An inch or two of fluff is to be expected. The snow generally comes to an end before midnight tonight, and then we'll be seeing some quieter conditions going forward. Taking the dog out for a walk this evening. Not everybody got snow, and if conditions are better and it's a little bit easier to take the dog out, temperatures will remain in the 30s. We've got a cold wind out there tonight, too, so dress nice and warm. If you want to be part of Bill's Buddies, send your dog pictures to Bill's Buddies on Facebook. This is brought to you by Staffworks, and tonight's featured dog is Evie from Rome. Now, as we look at the bigger picture, we've got more lake effect snow that will be developing. The wind direction turns primarily into the southwest, so it's going to push the band that's over our area to the north across northern New York, and another one will form off of Erie. That is expected to produce very heavy snowfall in western New York as we head into tomorrow. Again, that lake effect band comes to an end tonight. Looking at some scattered snow showers around tomorrow morning. This snow is from Lake Erie, and though it's not expected to produce much accumulation, from time to time we could see a few snow showers throughout Friday. Again, accumulations look to be very light. Just a cold, blustery day Friday with high temperatures in the 30s. Heading into Friday night, again, the heavy snowfall stays out of central New York to the north and to our west. We're looking at a return to sunshine as we head into Saturday, a cold, blustery day, locally generally dry with high temperatures Saturday in the low to mid 30s. The weather looks to remain pretty quiet. Again, to the west and to the north as we head into tomorrow as well as Saturday. Very heavy accumulation, 2 to 4 feet towards the Watertown region, 3 to 5 feet out towards Buffalo. Tonight, lake effect snow showers, low of 26. Tomorrow, looking at passing snow shower with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Looking at dry weather on Saturday, a return to some snow showers Sunday 29. Temperatures start to warm up next week, and traveling looks to be pretty decent. The early call here as we head into Wednesday and Thursday for Thanksgiving, and pretty typical weather here in central New York. Back to more typical weather, because we do get snow, usually not all at once. We'll get a break from it as we head into the next couple of days.
All right, thanks, Bill. Well, it's the Great American Smokeout. A day.
Machine is still on, but it won't be long before we dry out again.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking from the Weather Center tonight. And the radar is just what we expected.
Yeah, it's still pretty busy here tonight. We're still getting some lake effect snow and accumulation, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. So do be careful. If you've been getting a lot of snow over the past 24 hours, expect that to continue at least for the next few hours here as we continue to track lake effect snow across northern Oneida County. This band will gradually weaken as we head into tonight, but we're still expecting accumulation. It's generally stayed out of the Mohawk Valley, and that will be the case as we head into this evening. But don't be surprised if you see some snow and a dusting on the roadways along in south of the New York State Thruway. A reminder, tonight's the night our winter weather outlook debuts on CBS Utica. If you can't make that, you have another chance of watching it on Sunday on WKTV at noon. This is when our weather team comes up with how much snowfall we expect for the winter season. We're also covering a variety of topics related to winter weather, getting you ready for the season. Snow showers this evening, temperatures in the 30s. We are tracking a very heavy lake effect snowfall that will be falling outside of our area for a change for tomorrow and Saturday. But we are also looking at local weather too. Looking at forecasts coming out. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. We're following.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're continuing to track lake effect snow tonight, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, where it's been falling heavy throughout the course of today. A live look in Cooperstown from our Utica National Tower Cam. Conditions here have been much quieter. The bands of snow have stayed generally in and north of the Mohawk Valley throughout today. And again, the accumulation has been generally across northern and central Oneida County. This picture from Colleen Williams in Steuben, over a foot of snow falling in that location. We've had several reports of some heavy snowfall in West Leiden, Point Rock, again, in the northern half of the county. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We continue to see a band of heavy lake effect snow. This dark blue indicates snowfall rates at about an inch per hour. And now that we're past sunset, driving conditions will remain very tricky with poor visibility north of Rome, again towards Camden, Boonville, and areas like Old Forge just north of this band throughout today. Again, it's very narrow, but it's still producing some difficult driving conditions. The bigger picture kind of gives you an idea of where this is coming from. We're getting something called a fetch, or we're tapping into some extra energy today from the Georgian Bay, that's off of Lake Huron. So the wind direction, again, favoring some of that increased lake effect snowfall taking place across parts of our area. Additional snowfall tonight. We're expecting another 1 to 3 inches on top of what many places have already had. Again, this is north of the Mohawk Valley. Outside of that band of heavy snow, very little accumulation is expected. The lake effect does come to an end tonight as the wind direction changes into the southwest. Skywatchers, I've got snowfall reports as well as temperatures here. West Leiden picking up 12 inches of snow, Boonville 8 inches, Forestport 7 inches, Gray 8 inches of snow, Norway 7 inches, Barneveld 6 inches. Across the southern valleys, little snowfall today. Edmonston a temperature of 30 degrees along with Whitesboro, Eaton, and Secoit. As we look at the bigger picture, we will continue to see heavy lake effect snow take place across the Great Lakes for the next about 2 to 3 days before things finally start to change. But with the wind direction shifting, it's going to become heavier towards western and northern New York. Tomorrow morning, we could still see a few snow showers in our area. This would be from Lake Erie, so the snow is not expected to be all that heavy. And we're not expecting much accumulation during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will remain in the 30s. Tomorrow night, the weather looks pretty quiet. Again, a snow shower or two occasionally from Lake Erie across the Mohawk and southern valleys. Heavy snow stays to our north and west. This will continue for Saturday as well. Saturday, 7 a.m., we're dry. We might even see some sunshine as we head into Saturday. A cold, breezy day with temperatures in the low 30s. Again, a very different story across northern and western New York. As we head into the next couple of days, they are expecting a historic lake effect snowfall where we could be seeing as much as 3 to 5 feet or more in parts of western and northern New York. Lake effect snow showers tonight, low of 26. Tomorrow, generally quiet day locally, a passing snow shower, highs in the upper 30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday looks dry. We will see some of this lake effect drop south on Sunday, but by that point, it'll be on the move, so we're not expecting a whole lot of accumulation. Temperatures will start to warm up as we get into Thanksgiving week. Temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Areas had flurries, others had inches. More snow is expected.
So first, we're going to hand things off to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Tracking it all from the Weather Center, the radar is live right behind you.
Yeah, so we are continuing to see steady lake effect snow taking place in areas that have been generally getting a lot of it today. This would be across northern and central Atlantic County. Snowfall rates still looking at about 1 inch per hour. Tricky travel north of Rome tonight. This band of snow is going to very slowly weaken, and we're expecting an additional 1 to 3 inches of accumulation in some of the steadier bands. Generally staying north of the Mohawk Valley as we head into tonight as well. So again, road conditions still tricky in some areas, and we did pick up a good chunk of snow today. In fact, some areas picked up over a foot. Ohio, Camden, Taberg, over a foot of snow. Boonville's 8 inches, Howland Patton 8 inches. You go down into the Mohawk Valley, many places picking up very little accumulation. Current temperature 31 degrees. As we head into this evening, we'll continue to track lake effect snow showers. Locally, our weather stays pretty quiet for the next couple of days, but it's a very different story if you're heading into northern or western New York. Some extremely heavy lake effect snow taking place there. We are going to talk about that as well, and that's coming up. Back over to you.
Buffalo could get feet of snow. Here at home, some areas were stunned with inches.
News Channel 2's Kirk Tupai tells us how those affected are feeling about it.
It's time to start cleaning out those parking lots as central New York is finally seeing some snow. The Rome and Camden schools shut down and took a snow day with the anticipation of slippery conditions. Out in Lee Center, this downfall took some by surprise.
Unexpected. It was supposed to stop this morning, and I wasn't planning on putting my plow on. I didn't even know if it worked this year yet. So we got that on, and my daughter loves to plow, so I went in the house because they got the day off and told her, you want to plow the driveway.
Adam's daughter Elena was happy to get out and ride along while her father plowed the driveway, and she was well rested from having the day off.
I didn't know I had a day off because I slept in. I like winter. It's my favorite season.
Not everyone was surprised to see how much snow had fallen. After all, it is mid-November.
It's that time of year. Supposed to get pretty bad from what I hear. Go that way, it's getting worse. Going towards Camden, it's getting a lot worse. Shovel out and keep going.
And keep going seems to be the attitude in the town of Lee.
Gotta get it done. Snow's not gonna stay away. It's gonna keep coming, so you gotta get it done. What are you gonna do?
Some of our local plow drivers are already busy. But as for the 4 to 6 feet of snow they're expecting in Buffalo,
That's crazy. They can keep it down there.
In Lee Center, I'm Kirk Tupai reporting for News Channel 2.
A reminder, the Storm Tracker 2 Winter Weather Outlook Show is tonight. The team gives us their predictions on the season. It premieres on CBS Utica, 7 o'clock. It will also stream on WKTV.com. And if you miss it, we're going to give you one more chance. You can watch the broadcast Sunday at noon on WKTV NBC.
3 dogs died in a fire on Hogue Road in Rome.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track lake effect snow across parts of central New York. It will be weakening tonight, but we do expect to see some additional accumulation. Let's take a live look outside. From our tower cam, our CAV tower cam, we're looking south, and we do have some light snow falling on Smith Hill. It came down hard and heavy across the North Country. This picture from Steuben measuring over a foot of snow. We had several areas that saw similar amounts. Again, travel still remains tricky this evening across northern and central Oneida County. That's where we find this band of some heavy lake effect snow. Rome towards Russia, Holland Patton, Trenton, Hinkley Reservoir, Camden. Some areas seeing some heavy snowfall this evening. Snowfall rates at about an inch per hour here. And this band's generally going to stay put. The winds tonight will be from the northwest. We're actually tapping into some energy from the Georgian Bay that's part of Lake Huron. That's why we're seeing some of this locally heavy snowfall across central and northern Oneida County. An additional 1 to 3 inches of snowfall expected tonight. Most of this comes to an end before midnight. A trace to an inch of snow on the outer fringes of that band. Still possible across parts of the Mohawk Valley. Our sky watchers checking in with snowfall totals and temperatures. You can see the areas that picked up several inches of accumulation. Barneveld, 6 inches of snow. Forestport, Norway with 7 inches. Curtis Corners, 6.5 inches of snowfall. And Gray picking up 8 inches of snow. Very little snowfall reported across the southern valleys today. Temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. Lake effect snow will continue as we head into the next 2 days. The wind direction is going to change, though, and that's going to lift the lake effect snow to the north. And there will be another one forming off of Lake Erie. So for the short term, again, tracking some snow showers this evening, 9 p.m., still some light snow. The band will lift to the north tonight, and accumulation will generally come to an end across central New York. 7 a.m. Friday, these snow showers likely from Lake Erie, which we could see from time to time, but the really heavy snow will be developing in western and northern New York, and locally our weather looks pretty quiet throughout tomorrow afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the upper 30s. We're dry tomorrow night, and we'll see some sunshine as we head into Saturday. High temperatures Saturday afternoon on the colder side in the low 30s. While the weather stays quiet locally over the next couple of days, it'll be a different story across western and northern New York. Expected to see historic snowfall. Numbers look very big, looking at some of the latest computer models, likely 3 to 5 feet of snow in those areas. But again, locally, that stays out of our area. Lake effect snow showers tonight down to 26. Tomorrow, passing snow shower, otherwise a pretty quiet day, a high of 37. We're dry tomorrow night. We're dry on Saturday. Could see some lake effect snow on Sunday. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s. The weather warms up, highs in the low 40s as we head into Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Jason Powless, thank you for joining us tonight. Western New York is bracing for what could be a dangerous and life-threatening snowstorm. The Buffalo area could see up to 5 feet of snow. A state of emergency has already been declared for that region. They even moved the Bills versus Browns game on Sunday to Detroit. In our top story tonight, reporter Jen Sullivan looks at the storm's path and how crews are getting ready for this massive snowstorm.
Millions of Americans around the Great Lakes are bracing for a winter storm that could dump several inches and even feet of snow in some areas. Parts of New York are already under a state of emergency.
What we're talking about is a major storm. This is considered an extreme event.
The storm is expected to slam Buffalo with up to 5 feet of snow. Officials say hundreds of plows will be out across western New York and tens of thousands of tons of salt will be used to prep the roads. The worst of it will begin Thursday night and last through Sunday morning.
When we're looking at over 4 inches coming down per hour, that can present some significant challenges.
Some areas like Oswego County, New York, are already seeing snowfall. New York State Police posting this photo of two spinouts, one involving a semi-truck on I-81, prompting officials to warn drivers to stay off the roads.
This is a snow storm with potentially deadly consequences if people do not do the right thing.
The lake effect storm will impact other parts of the region, including Michigan, northern Ohio, and northwestern Pennsylvania.
The winds are going to steer where the snow is going to go because lake effect snow is caused by the warmer water temperature and the difference between the colder air above it.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. There he is. We're talking about the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and here's why.
Look at this.
This is unreal. Been a long time since we've seen something like that.
Literally just a couple of hours into this event. This is going to be ongoing tonight, tomorrow night into Saturday. Wow. Again, just unbelievable rates of snowfall taking place here. But I also wanted to show you something interesting happening on the local level. Right here, this snowfall is coming from Oneida Lake.
Okay.
I wanted to say Ontario, but this is Oneida Lake, Sylvan Beach, generating its own lake effect this evening.
That's not something you see all the time either.
Very rare. Usually it's the first lake to freeze because it's so shallow, but we're getting some of that tonight too. So a lot of interesting things happening across the area. The lake effect machine locally is going to shut down. We're going to be staying out of the really heavy snowfall that will be falling out near Buffalo. There'll be another band of snow up towards Watertown too, but again, our local weather looking quiet. Current temperature is 28 degrees. We had our own snow this afternoon and this evening, and the cold weather is going to be sticking around too. Temperatures will be in the 30s as we head into the weekend. Some signs of above freezing temperatures looking into early next week. Lake effect snow tonight down to 26 degrees. A little additional accumulation is expected though. We're tracking some cold weather. Look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Enough snow talk for just a few minutes. First though, we're talking Little Falls, Pop Warner. The under 12 team is headed to New Jersey for regionals this week. News Channel 2's Tal Harao caught up with the squad tonight at Accelerate Sports.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening, welcome back. We're taking a live look outside. Our CAVI Tower Cam is overlooking the city of Utica, one place that has been generally spared from heavy lake effect snow throughout today. The majority of the accumulation has been generally north of Utica and Mohawk Valley. We are continuing to track some bands of snow this evening. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This batch of snow to the west is coming down pretty hard out in Oswego County. This is the leading edge of a wind shift. It's creating this batch of snow this evening. And as that wind shifts into the southwest, it's going to carry lake effect snow to the north, and locally things will quiet down and the snow machine will shut off. We saw a lot of snow today, over a foot in parts of Oneida County, northern Oneida County, Camden, Taberg picking up over a foot, Ohio picking up over a foot of snow as well. Boonville, Holland, Patton, 8 inches of snow. And then you get down into the valley locations, a trace of snow in Herkimer and no accumulation south of the Mohawk Valley. Looking ahead to the weekend, it's cold. It's going to feel like a winter weekend. 34 for the high Saturday, partly sunny skies. We are expecting some lake effect snow on Sunday as the bands will drop south again. But until that happens, it's going to be producing very heavy snowfall outside of the central New York region. So what we're tracking here is a wind shift where the winds turn into the southwest. You can see lots and lots of lake effect snow to the west, but that southwest wind is really going to enhance the snow off of Erie in the Buffalo region as well as Watertown. So again, that's where the lake effect is headed. And as we head into tonight, that's what we'll be seeing. So little accumulation is expected overnight. A dusting is possible. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, a snow shower is possible. This is from Lake Erie. Any snow we get tomorrow will be from Lake Erie locally, and that typically doesn't produce much snowfall at all. We're looking at generally cold, breezy conditions, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow night, the weather looks partly cloudy. Should get some breaks in the overcast. And as we head into Saturday morning, we're expecting some sunshine early in the day. Temperatures cold around 20, and it's generally quiet across central New York heading into Saturday afternoon. Again, while our weather's quiet locally, we look to the west, we look to the north. If you're traveling north or west, definitely want to pay attention to the weather and heed any detours or any road closures, because this is looking to be just a historic event, not only for Buffalo but also for Watertown, measuring snow in feet as we head into tomorrow and through Saturday. Again, we will be watching this lake effect band Sunday as it drops south. Lake effect snow showers tonight, again, coming to an end. Little snow accumulation going forward, 26 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, just a passing snow shower or two. Temperatures climb into the mid-30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday looking dry. Again, Sunday, some lake effect snow is in the forecast. We may see some accumulation, especially north. The weather warms up Monday, Tuesday. Temperatures in the low 40s by Tuesday afternoon, and it does look cold but generally dry heading into Thanksgiving.
Oh, they're getting pounded out there in Western
It's a
New York.
big deal. It's a really big deal.
And we're glad we have the weather we have.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, I'm Jason Powell. Thank you for joining us. Well, you can see nice and quiet behind us right now, but it's a far cry from what's going on in Western New York. They are in the stages of what could be a dangerous and life-threatening snowstorm. The Buffalo area could see up to 5 feet of snow. A state of emergency has been declared for that region. They even moved the Bills versus Browns game on Sunday to Detroit. In our top story tonight, reporter Jen Sullivan looks at the storm's path and how crews are getting ready for this massive snowstorm.
Millions of Americans around the Great Lakes are bracing for a winter storm that could dump several inches and even feet of snow in some areas. Parts of New York are already under a state of emergency.
What we're talking about is a major storm. This is considered an extreme event.
The storm is expected to slam Buffalo with up to 5 feet of snow. Officials say hundreds of plows will be out across western New York, and tens of thousands of tons of salt will be used to prep the roads. The worst of it will begin Thursday night and last through Sunday morning.
When we're looking at over 4 inches coming down per hour, that can present some significant challenges.
Some areas like Oswego County, New York, are already seeing snowfall. New York State Police posting this photo of 2 spinouts, one involving a semi-truck on I-81, prompting officials to warn drivers to stay off the roads.
This is a snow storm with potentially deadly consequences if people do not do the right thing.
The lake effect storm will impact other parts of the region, including Michigan, northern Ohio, and northwestern Pennsylvania.
The winds are going to steer where the snow is going to go, because lake effect snow is caused by the warmer water temperature and the difference between the colder air above it.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis now. He's checking out the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar.
Here it is.
There it is. Oh, that is a massive storm.
Getting a lightning strike or two out of that, too.
Whoa.
Thunder, snow.
I've heard Jim Cantori's out there right now.
Jim Cantori's out there, so this is legitimate. But in all seriousness, though, this is going to be a really big deal for the folks out in western New York. Locally, it's not so bad, but we've been tracking our own snow. Wanted to point out briefly here, too, there was lake effect snow briefly this evening from Oneida Lake that was taking place.
And why is that rare?
Oneida Lake usually freezes pretty early in the wintertime, so even though it's a smaller lake, it was producing some snow. Again, just because Oneida Lake is shallower compared to some of the other lakes, it tends to freeze first in the wintertime. Current temperature locally 27 degrees. We're not quite done with snow in our area just yet. We'll get a very light coating of snow overnight as the winds turn, but we will stay away from the really heavy snow that's taking place in western New York. Our temperature outlook, it stays cold as we head into the weekend. Temperatures start to warm up into early next week. Tonight, a few snow showers around down to 26 degrees. We are tracking the weather as we head into the weekend, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, Yorkville police are asking.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening, welcome back. We are taking a live look outside. This is our Cavi Tower Cam, where we do expect to see some light snow take place shortly. We have another round of it moving through. This time, the snow is lifting to the north. This is a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This particular area of snow is caused by shifting winds. When the winds change direction, it's moving lake effect around. And again, this is moving to the north, and we'll be producing some light snow here over the next hour or so. Snowfall totals today, again, as expected, some heavy totals up north across central Oneida County, getting over a foot in Ohio, Camden, and Taberg. Boonville, Hahn, Patton getting 8 inches, and also expected much lower totals. In fact, very little snowfall heading in and south of the Mohawk Valley today. We're looking at a generally dry stretch of weather here heading into the weekend. Saturday, partly sunny skies, a high of 34. Sunday, the lake effect snow machine will impact us again as winds turn into the northwest. We will be seeing some accumulating snow on Sunday. Until then, it's all about western and northern New York. The winds turn into the southwest, creating some what was to be expected historic snowfall in the Buffalo and Watertown region. This wind direction will stay generally consistent here through Saturday night before it shifts into the northwest by Sunday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast again. We'll continue to keep an eye on the weather locally, but things are looking pretty quiet. We will occasionally see some snow showers from Lake Erie, especially Friday morning. Temperatures start out in the 30s. Little accumulation is expected. Mostly cloudy skies for Friday afternoon, highs in the mid-30s. The weather remains dry as we head into Friday night, 11 p.m. Again, looking at pretty quiet weather. Some breaks in the overcast heading into Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Some sunshine. Temperatures start out around 20 degrees. It's cold on Saturday, but it's dry. High temperatures Saturday in the low to mid-30s. And again, we're looking at dry weather through Saturday night. While our weather stays quiet, again, the snow will be piling up across northern New York and western New York, where 3 to 5 feet of accumulation is expected out in the Buffalo region. Again, some pretty heavy snowfall staying away from central New York. Tonight, lake effect snow showers down to 26. Tomorrow, an occasional snow shower. Most of the day looks dry. Little accumulation is expected, a high of 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday looking dry, cold, a high of 34. Snow on Sunday. We do expect to see accumulation. It looks like it's mainly going to be north of the Mohawk Valley, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Temperatures will climb above freezing as we head into early next week. We'll be right back.